Do you think a bag of Lay's contains 90% real potatoes? Maybe 80%? The truth might surprise you. Because on average, only about 59% of a Lay's bag is actually potatoes. So, what about the rest? And do you really know what you're eating? Lay's is everywhere, from big supermarkets to vending machines. But few people know that this brand started with a small truck in 1932. Back then, a young entrepreneur named Herman W. Lay drove around Tennessee selling potato chips directly to customers. By 1944, Lay's became the first mass-produced and packaged potato chip brand in the U.S. In 1961, the company merged with Fritos, forming the Frito-Lay Corporation, and just 4 years later, they joined PepsiCo, becoming part of a massive food empire. Today, Lay's is sold in over 200 countries, with more than 200 different flavors, generating $16 billion in annual revenue. But why did potato chips become such a popular snack? The secret lies in their optimized production process. Each year, Lay's purchases over 2.4 billion pounds of potatoes from 120 farms across the U.S., mainly from Wisconsin, North Carolina, and Texas. But not just any potatoes can become Lay's chips. Varieties like Atlantic, Snowden, and Russet Burbank are chosen for their high starch and low moisture content, making the chips crispy without being greasy. During harvest season, massive machines dig the potatoes from the soil, separate dirt and rocks, and transport them via conveyor belts. Some machines are even equipped with optical sensors to remove defective potatoes on the spot. After harvesting, the potatoes are loaded onto giant trucks, each carrying up to 30 tons, and transported to the pre-processing plants. If you enjoy this content, hit like to let us know. Right after arriving at the pre-processing plant, the potatoes are dumped into a large water tank with a capacity of around 10,000 liters. Inside the tank, high-pressure water jets continuously spray, combined with a gentle swirling motion to loosen and remove dirt and soil stuck to the skin. Next, the potatoes pass through a stainless steel rotary drum spinning at about 20 revolutions per minute. Inside the drum are dozens of high-pressure nozzles that blast away any remaining debris, even in tight crevices, without damaging the potatoes. After leaving the high-pressure rinse, the potatoes move along a conveyor belt approximately 15 meters long. On either side, trained workers inspect each potato by hand and eye, removing any that are bruised, irregular, or substandard. Those that pass inspection continue down the conveyor and are dropped directly into sealed transport trucks waiting below. From there, the trucks deliver the potatoes straight to Lay's processing plant. According to PepsiCo, Lay's potato chip factories can process up to 145,000 pounds of potatoes per shift. equivalent to over 65 tons of raw material each day. At the plant, industrial peelers remove the skins from about 3,500 pounds of potatoes per hour before sending them to the slicing stage. Razor-sharp steel blades slice up to 50 potatoes per second, producing uniformly thin slices between 1.7 and 1.8 millimeters thick. For Lay's wavy chips, the blades are ridged to create signature ripples that hold more seasoning during flavoring. However, the sliced potatoes can't go straight into the fryer. They must first be rinsed again to remove excess surface starch, ensuring a golden, even color and preventing scorching during frying. Next, the slices enter a massive vat of oil heated to 175 to 190 degrees Celsius, 347 to 374 degrees Fahrenheit. In just 3 minutes, moisture evaporates completely, transforming soft slices into crispy golden chips. Lay's consumes over 250 million liters of oil annually, using sunflower, corn, or palm oil, depending on the market. But freshly fried chips still lack that signature Lay's flavor. They need one final step: seasoning. After frying, the chips are placed into massive rotating drums called tumblers. As the drum spins, a precision spray system coats the chips with seasoning. Lay's Classic contains only added salt, while the barbecue flavor has up to 12 ingredients like tomato powder, onion, garlic, and smoke flavor. Once evenly coated, the chips move to the final stage, packaging. If you've ever opened a bag of Lay's and felt like it's full of air, don't worry, you're not being tricked. This is actually a crucial part of the packaging process that keeps the chips fresh and crispy. After seasoning, the chips are moved to the packaging line, where Lay's bags are waiting. Each bag is filled with nitrogen gas, occupying about 60% of the volume. This isn't just regular air. It's an inert gas that prevents oxidation, keeping the chips crunchy and preventing rancidity. Every day, a single Lay's factory can package up to 350,000 bags of chips before they are distributed to over 200,000 retail locations across the US. Now, you've seen how a bag of Lay's is made. But what about your breakfast? You might think cereal is a healthy choice, but the truth could make you think twice. A study from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, found that some popular cereals contain more sugar than soda. So, is cereal really a healthy option or just a cleverly marketed product? Breakfast cereal was invented in the late 19th century when Dr. John Harvey Kellogg sought a healthier breakfast alternative for his patients. In 1894, he and his brother Will Keith Kellogg accidentally discovered a way to roll out cooked grains into crispy flakes, the precursor to cornflakes. Realizing its commercial potential, Will Keith Kellogg founded the Kellogg's Company in 1906, bringing cereal to the mass market and creating an entirely new industry. Since then, cereal has exploded in popularity, with brands like General Mills and post-consumer brands competing to innovate. Initially marketed as a healthy breakfast, the industry shifted towards adding sugar, artificial flavors, and colors to appeal to children. This transformed cereal from a simple, nutritious option into a highly processed product. So, how is modern cereal actually made? Let's break down the production process. Everything starts with choosing the right ingredients. Major cereal brands like Kellogg's, General Mills, and post-consumer brands use grains such as corn, wheat, oats, and rice, sourced from farms worldwide. The The grains are cleaned to remove impurities, then either ground into flour or kept whole, depending on the product. Some argue that refining removes fiber and nutrients, but it also makes cereal easier to digest. What do you think? Does this trade-off make sense? Once prepared, the grains are cooked in large industrial steamers at around 100 to 120 degrees Celsius, 212 to 248 degrees Fahrenheit, to soften them and prepare them for shaping. This process destroys some natural enzymes and vitamins, but also kills bacteria and extends shelf life. To add texture and sweetness, companies often mix in water, sugar syrup, or honey. Sugar content is a major concern. Some cereals for kids, like Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes, are nearly 40% sugar, about 12 to 15 grams per 30-gram serving. According to the American Heart Association, AHA, children should consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day, meaning a single bowl of sugary cereal can account for over half of that limit. On the other hand, whole grain or low sugar options like Cheerios contain just 1 to 2 grams of sugar per serving, showing that not all cereals are equally unhealthy. If you love uncovering the truth behind your favorite snacks, make sure to subscribe to Captain Discovery. Once the cereal grains have been softened, the shaping process begins. Some industrial extruders can process up to 2,000 kilograms of raw materials per hour, ensuring high output for leading cereal brands. After being shaped, some cereals like Frosted Flakes or Cocoa Puffs are coated with a layer of sugar or cocoa powder to add sweetness and appealing color. To achieve the desired crunchiness, the cereal passes through a conveyor belt oven, where temperatures can reach up to 250 degrees Celsius. This is the most controversial part. Some cereals can contain as much as 12 to 20 grams of sugar per serving, equal to or even more than a can of soda. Excessive consumption of such cereals may contribute to health issues like obesity and diabetes. However, in terms of flavor and personal preference, many people see this as a necessary addition. Which side are you on? Finally, the cereal moves to an automated packaging line. These machines can seal thousands of boxes per hour, ensuring the product stays fresh and free from moisture. Companies like Kellogg's use vacuum sealing technology to remove air from the packaging, extending the cereal's shelf life. Breakfast cereals are no longer as healthy a choice as many people believe, but at least they still originate from real grains. But what about Cheez-Its? A single Cheez-It contains only about 51% cheese, so what makes up the remaining 49%? And how did this tiny cracker become one of America's favorite cheese snacks? Cheez-Its were first created in 1921 when the Green & Green Company, a business based in Dayton, Ohio, decided to develop a crispy, square, and easy-to-eat cheese cracker. The original idea was to combine a strong cheese flavor with a crunchy texture to create a convenient snack. In 1932, Green & Green Company was acquired by Sunshine Biscuits, and Cheez-Its continued to grow under this new brand. By 1996, Sunshine Biscuits merged with Keebler, and eventually Kellogg's acquired Keebler in 2001. Since then, Cheez-Its has become one of Kellogg's flagship snack brands, with billions of crackers produced each year. So, how is a Cheez-It actually made? To create the perfect Cheez-It, everything starts with selecting the right ingredients. The main ingredients include refined wheat flour, cheese, vegetable oil, and various additives to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. Notably, the cheese used in Cheez-Its is not fresh cheese but processed cheese, often in powder or paste form, which allows for a longer shelf life. Additionally, flavor enhancers such as yeast powder, whey powder, and salt are included. Some special flavors may also contain garlic powder, onion powder, or chili powder for variation. One interesting fact is that while the packaging states that Cheez-Its contain 100% real cheese, the actual cheese content is only about 51%. So what makes up the remaining 49%? It consists of a combination of wheat flour, palm oil, and crisping agents, which give the cracker its signature texture. Once the ingredients are measured according to the standard recipe, the dough is thoroughly mixed to ensure a uniform consistency. High-capacity mixers operate continuously, creating a smooth and elastic dough with the right moisture level. The mixture is then left to rest for a specific period to allow the gluten in the wheat flour to develop properly, ensuring the crackers achieve the ideal crunch after baking. The resting phase also helps the ingredients blend more effectively, leading to a more balanced flavor in the final product. Once the dough is ready, it is sent through a rolling system. The dough sheets are flattened to a precise thickness and then passed through an automated cutting line, forming the distinctive square-shaped Cheez-Its. But why does each Cheez-It have a tiny hole in the center? This hole is not just for decoration. It plays a crucial role in the baking process, allowing steam to escape evenly and preventing the cracker from puffing up uncontrollably. This technique ensures that every Cheez-It maintains a consistent crunch. The freshly cut crackers are immediately placed into an industrial oven. This oven operates at extremely high temperatures, reaching up to 400 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, about 200 to 260 degrees Celsius. The high heat ensures rapid baking, producing the signature golden color and intensifying the cheese aroma. The baking time is carefully calibrated to guarantee that each batch of crackers achieves perfect crispiness without burning. One critical factor in this stage is moisture control. If the crackers lose too much moisture, they can become overly hard. Conversely, if they are not baked long enough, they may turn out chewy instead of crispy. Immediately after exiting the oven, the crackers are lightly dusted with salt. This salt layer not only enhances the flavor, but also acts as a natural preservative, helping the product retain its crunch for longer. Beyond salt, certain Cheez-Its varieties may be coated with additional seasonings such as cheddar cheese powder, spicy pepper powder, or smoky flavoring to offer diverse taste options. Once the crackers are finished, they proceed to the packaging phase. Automated packaging systems portion the crackers into standard serving sizes before sealing them in bags or boxes to prevent moisture intrusion. Modern packaging technology can process hundreds of Cheez-Its bags per minute, ensuring the product reaches store shelves quickly. From here, Cheez-Its are distributed to retailers and supermarkets across the United States, finding their way into the shopping carts of millions of consumers each year. If you were surprised by how Cheez-Its are made, then wait until we talk about one of the hottest drinks globally, BOBA Tea. Is a cup of bubble tea with chewy tapioca pearls really the cute choice it's often marketed as? Or is it just another product of the food industry, where sugar, artificial coloring, and additives play a much bigger role than real tea leaves? From what tapioca pearls are made of to the actual sugar content in each cup of boba tea, let's uncover it all in the next section. Boba tea, also known as bubble tea or pearl milk tea, is not just a drink, it's a cultural icon. It all started in Taiwan in the 1980s. There are two widely mentioned stories about the origin of boba tea. One claims that in 1988, Lin Xiu Hui, an employee of Chun Shui Tang, a famous tea shop in Taichung, accidentally poured some tapioca pearls into her milk tea during a meeting. The result? A drink with a unique texture that everyone wanted to try. Another story suggests that Hanlin Tea Room in Tainan was the first to create the modern version of bubble tea. Regardless of who the true inventor was, there's no denying that boba tea has exploded into a global phenomenon. Initially popular in Asia, it quickly spread to the US, Europe, and worldwide, with thousands of boba shops appearing from New York to Paris. But what makes boba tea special isn't just the flavor, it's the texture. Tapioca pearls, small, chewy balls made from cassava starch, are what set it apart. So, how exactly is a cup of boba tea made? To make a cup of boba tea, 3 key ingredients are needed: tea, milk, or creamer, and tapioca pearls, boba. The tea used is usually black tea, green tea, or oolong tea. However, unlike traditional tea brewing, the bubble tea industry often uses instant tea or concentrated tea extracts to save time and ensure flavor consistency. Milk can come in various forms, including fresh milk, condensed milk, or non-dairy creamer. Many major bubble tea brands opt for non-dairy creamer because it has a longer shelf life and creates a creamy texture without separating like fresh milk. However, this creamer often contains hydrogenated oils, a source of trans fats that can be controversial in terms of health. And the pearls? They are the most crucial component and the defining feature of bubble tea. Most tapioca pearls are made from tapioca starch, extracted from cassava root. However, to achieve the ideal chewiness, some producers add cornstarch, rice flour, or artificial thickeners. The color of tapioca pearls is not entirely natural either. Black pearls get their dark hue from caramel or food coloring, while colorful pearls, green, red, purple, often contain artificial dyes. Once the ingredients are ready, the next step is preparation. Tea is brewed at high temperatures to extract its flavor and then cooled. Some shops use freshly brewed tea daily, while others rely on pre-made concentrated tea extracts for efficiency. Milk or creamer is then added in precise ratios to create a smooth, creamy texture. In many places, syrup or liquid sweeteners are used instead of granulated sugar to enhance solubility and ensure a more even distribution of sweetness. Interestingly, the sugar content in bubble tea can be extremely high. A medium-sized cup can contain anywhere from 30 to 50 grams of sugar, comparable to or even exceeding a can of Coca-Cola. This is why many bubble tea brands today allow customers to customize their sweetness levels. While the tea is being prepared, tapioca pearls are also being made. Tapioca starch is mixed with hot water to form a dough, which is then rolled into small balls. In large factories, this process is automated, with machines shaping thousands of pearls per minute. Once shaped, the pearls are boiled in hot water for about 30 to 45 minutes to reach the desired chewiness. Afterward, they are soaked in sugar syrup or honey for added sweetness. If you've ever had bubble tea with tasteless, hard pearls, it's likely because they were overcooked or left too long without proper storage. When everything is ready, the ingredients are combined to create a complete cup of bubble tea. Tea, milk, and sugar are shaken together to create the signature frothy texture. This is why many bubble tea shops use automatic shaking machines to ensure flavor consistency in every cup. Tapioca pearls are placed at the bottom of the cup before pouring the tea mixture over them. Some versions may include ice or whipped cream for additional texture variations. Finally, the cup is sealed with a plastic film, a signature feature that allows you to shake the drink without spills. Unlike Cheez-Its, boba tea is usually not mass-produced and prepackaged, although some brands have started doing so. However, there is a massive supply chain behind the bubble tea industry. Major brands like Gongcha, Tiger Sugar, and Koi Tay have their own supply networks, sourcing tapioca pearls, creamers, and syrups from large factories in Taiwan, China, or Vietnam. These ingredients are then distributed to stores worldwide for on-site preparation. Lay's chips, breakfast cereals, Cheez-Its, or BOBA Tea. We think we know them, but the reality is quite different. They are all processed with added sugar, additives, and flavor enhancers to optimize taste, sometimes at the cost of natural nutrition. So, are you ready to change your eating habits? Or do taste and convenience still matter more? If you enjoy discoveries like this, don't forget to subscribe to Captain Discovery to keep unveiling the hidden truths behind everyday foods.